I'd love it if some folks that have a lot of history and know it all step in and just kind of give everybody else a little brief overview of the history. Your involvement, your family's involvement. I know there's a lot of people that put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this place. And from my personal standpoint, this building is kind of our big visible thing on the hill now. It really stands out from the road. It stands out when you're on the hill. You drive up and it's very visible. And it's really, I'm very proud to put the names on this building. There's a lot of history there, and it was easy to come up with the Clayton Tuttle dedication for that. So from a personal standpoint, thank you all for all the hard work you've done and your family's done over the decades and decades. And then, like I said, it's very appropriate for this particular building. And I hope everybody here feels the same way. It's a very honored situation. But I did speak with Pepper briefly, and I just asked him to kind of send me some thoughts from his point of view. He's a man of few words sometimes, so I'll tell you what he did send. And if we can get some folks also, jump in with, I talked to Spike you earlier, we talked, and maybe you got some thoughts to Glenn as well. Here's from Pepper. Hi Jason, I know I started racing when I was 8. I'm now 46. My mom got involved in the club, I would say late 60s, with my brothers getting started in ski racing. I still remember going to J3 and 4 states when Mike Kerwin, Mike McNeils, and my brother Steve were racing together. You may want to check with them for some further information and facts. So that's what I have from Pepper. Pretty brief. But if anybody else has some thoughts, some stories, some history, if someone could give a little bit of history, that would be great. I know that there's some folks that aren't here that really have. Jean Black, I've talked to her on a few occasions. Rudy Kugler, Ruth Stewart, a lot of these folks really know a lot of stuff. But if anybody, Spike, I don't know if you've got some thoughts.
I think one of the things that is really cool is the Bromley outing club. Because that's how I got started skiing in a disc program. I'm probably responsible for my mom's name being on here. Because I did the disc race at the end of one year. When you had last weekend, you had the disc race, right?
Yep.
Well, I did that one year, and I said, wow, what a great sport. And I was allowed to learn how to ski here through the program. I went through the disc program, which I think most of us here did that. And it provided opportunities for kids who weren't necessarily had opportunities. So I got into ski racing and got my whole family into it too, and it became a family deal. I went off. It was great for me because it provided me an opportunity. The program, I was able to race the University of Vermont from here, and now I have a very well-renowned ski shop. So it's really some of my basis of my life and my family's life. And my mom got into it, and I can't believe what she did. She would drive 35 miles every day, both ways, to completely volunteer for 15 years. And my younger brother, Pepper, was really much more integral in having this race shack here. Because he would, whenever my mom needed something, and he was a mechanical engineer, she would say, do this, and he would do it. And so she really did an amazing job of putting on races, and I was talking to Terry last week, and he's saying, we put races on every weekend, and it's because of that whole volunteerism that was Ruth Stewart and the Tuttle family and everybody that made this. And I was hearing that there are 120 kids in the program. It made me so happy that was happening.
And your mom didn't even after all your kids.
Yeah, she just kept going.
She kept going on.
Until a month before she died.
Yeah.
I
think it was
It sort of became her life, I think.
It was her life.
Yeah, the outing club became her life.
She became very involved in VARA. I just brought a plaque down. She was, in 2003, she was elected to the Hall of Fame of VARA. and so I just brought the plaques to be
Oh,
displayed
that's wonderful.
in the ski club. 'Cause it wasn't doing any good on my desk at my home.
Yeah.
So, but I hope it just keeps encouraging, and that's what I hear right now is there's so much volunteerism, and that's what makes programs like this successful. And I just have one other story, which I really appreciate about the Bromley Outing Club is I've been in my younger days, I was an athlete, and our family just grew up in Manchester. My dad was a Episcopal minister, so we didn't make a lot of money. We didn't have a lot of resources, and I was a bike racer. And what was really amazing is I was trying out for the Olympics in 1984, and I lost some sponsorship, and the Bromley Outing Club provided me with a grant so I could train. So it was really spectacular what the Outing Club has done. And I just give all you folks who are doing it right now a big round of applause for what you did.
Thank you very much.
Thank all of you.
It really has affected our family. It's great to be able to come down here and introduce my son to Bromley, who's never skied there. And my niece here, Pepper's daughter, is here too. So that's a little bit of the family history and how important Bromley's been to our family. So we're very, very honored.
And likewise, as you talk about the history and the volunteerism and the things that I've read and gone through that your families were instrumental in establishing, it's carried through. That grassroots. We're in it for the right reasons, and that all started back when your families were running the program. And Vera recognized that as well with her going into the Hall of Fame, and also with the scholarship set up in Betty Clayton's name that we've had our athletes win in the last couple of years. And it's a real trend this year and last year with a huge volunteer effort. Parents really getting on board, and we're kind of coming back around to that, the right thing.
And I'd just like to add that when I started doing all the timing work and stuff, all the infrastructure that's here was really Pepper's and your mom's doing, and we're still using that infrastructure day to day. And somewhere along the way, our daughter ended up getting the Betty Clayton scholarship. So it's been a nice tradition.
Pepper spent hours going up and down. Up and down.
I've called him on occasion.
There's some institutional knowledge there.
He will know where that junction is for sure. So great.
Well,
Any other
the outing club meeting started a long time ago in the Coburn House, which is now the North Shire Bookstore. And that's where we started with our very early meetings. And your mom and dad would come to those.
In the blacks, and it was amazing. And I give Fred Paps a lot of credit for all this too. And I think one of the things that's always worked about Bromley, from my historical point of view, is that the mountains and the Outing Club have gotten along and worked together for so long. Fred Paps was, people don't remember, he was the original owner. He was such an innovator. I tell people about it and they don't believe me. But he was, really started to allow the Outing Club to happen, allowed the racing program
Before
to happen.
any other mountain did, other than Woodstock.
Before, he was always first. He was able to do things and allow things to happen that and really made skiing fun. And I think that I'm in the ski business still, and I see that occurring, that people are really having fun with the sport. And I know it's been wonderful to see how diverse you've gotten the club with the freestyle program and inclusive. The Bromley Outing Club has also been very inclusive, and I think that's really important in the sport. There was a time where it got too exclusive, and I see it skiing has a future now, and it's becoming much more inclusive, and everybody celebrates and just has fun skiing again. And that's what I grew up at Bromley. It was all